Hey, we're here!
Traveler, Paimon, great timing. We got a lot of letters in the
Nice work!
Well, the real work hasn't even started yet. Let me quickly summarize what we found out about a flower that is not of the... Tainari believes that on closer examination it might be logically paradoxal, while Albedo says that his answer would be better discussed at length in person. As for my answer, I think a clock in the shape of a flower would constitute one that is...
Here's what we've gathered regarding a guide who will never... Mona said that she'd like to join us in uncovering the secret behind the prophecy, while Bennett suggests Fischl, Mona, or the Traveler as potential candidates. Mika didn't submit much, but he did draw a vegetation map for Master Tainari, and Amber also wrote in. She said that she sees herself as nobody's guide, but everybody...
As for one who would never lie, Rosaria removed herself from consideration, but both Timaeus seems to have forgotten to write to us.
And finally, this is what we've gathered on a legend that never ends. Police said that her mom has a number of friends who like to write. Lisa believes that legends live forever in people's hearts. I think that for a legend to be never-ending, it has to be filled with hopes and dreams. And so, what are the answers to the forbidden? You're really smart, Paimon. I bet you can figure...
Or...
Wait! Wait for me!
Oh, Timaeus!
I'm sorry, I really am. The time just got away from me and I didn't get around to writing that letter.
Huh? This is not that we don't trust you, Timaeus, but,
Of course, of course. Do you still remember the time well, basically, she helped me out a lot with my research into potion making once, and, well, we've stayed in touch.
Wait! So Ying-Er is the girl from Liyue that Sucrose mentioned earlier? We always assumed you were hard at work every time we saw you at the crafting bench. So you've just been writing letters to Ying-Er the whole time?
No, well, I mean, not all the time. I've done some work too. And anyway, our correspondence covers a lot of serious topics. Anyway, a few months ago, I made a vow to the heavens that I will be true to myself and never utter an insincere word until the day that I...
So, at Star Snatch Cliff, you were picking Cecilia's as a gift for...
Well, that's right. The Cecilia flower is said to represent a once wayward heart transformed by the power of love. I know full well that Miss Ying-Er is far more knowledgeable than I in both the ways of the world and the ways of our craft, but which brings me to the subject of the last few days. But yesterday, Albedo told me that Sucrose has been working hard to help another girl. And when I went to take a look at our roster, I saw that she'd done my remaining work. I feel I've been spending all of my time in my own fantasy world while everyone else has been bending over backwards to help other people. How could I ever hope?
Oh, Timaeus.
And that's why I've decided...
But then what about Ying-Er?
Yeah. Haven't you been planning this for over a month now?
Well, yes. I did mention in my letters that I'd like her to visit. I explained that I made sure to package the gift and letter with the greatest care. All I can do... point being, please know that I sincerely want to support you in this endeavor. Plus, I think I'm an...
Well, you certainly convinced Paimon with that speech. Don't...
Thank you, Timaeus.
Ah, thank you.
Okay, so it looks like we found our... Great! Let's keep it up! Okay, Paimon will do the honors. We have with us here the flower, the guide, the legend, and Timaeus. Huh? Why did you only say Timaeus' name? All right. We also have Klee. That's me!
With Klee here, this all somehow feels like we're getting ready for a...
There's nothing wrong with a more relaxed atmosphere, is there? Of course. We will soon see if my...
Actually,
Me too.
But weren't you all fired?
Yeah.
Actually,
I know what you're feeling. See?
Well, does anyone know the exact...
According to the prophecy, once we figured out the answer... Oh, we know something about that.
what? Wow, that's amazing.
Then we'll let you lead the way.
This is it! We're off to find the...
Dilly churl, Billy churl. Go!
Yeah.
According to the map, it should be somewhere around here.
Let me take a look. Oh, it should be right up at...
Aww. I don't see any. Now that I think about it, the prophecy didn't say anything about what the.
Traveler, are you trying to figure out something else?
Paimon's reading too. But there's nothing above us. Place the squirrel on the back of the pointy-eared cat, and a pious puppy will Look!
What a strong wind current.
Huh? We'll have to fly.
Here.
Ah! This is the first time I've ever flown like this!
How did this little island get up here in the sky? Just to be safe, I've been jotting down our entire route here. This way. Oh, good thing. Huh. Who would have thought we'd find this kind of table here?
I never would have guessed that such a place could exist.
Wow, look at that pretty lantern on the
There seems to be something on the back of this chip. Take your seat, present your answers, and you shall reach enlightenment. Well, as far as instructions go, I guess that.
So we just need to do as it's.
Wait a second.
Huh?
We'd better make sure this place is safe before taking our seats. Everyone, please stay clear.
Well, all our questions and doubts aside, the scene.
How is everything, Albedo?
Everything seems to be... But I also couldn't find any...
Huh?
Well, it seems that wrong answers won't have any catastrophic consequences. Everyone,
That sounds.
Ah, I get what he means. If we do as he says, then we may be able...
I see. Mona, are you hungry?
Thank you for offering, Clee, but while Albedo was checking just now, I gave my scryglass. There's a strange aura to this place. It's almost as if someone has been staring at me, but if nothing here has actually been physically tampered with.
What do you mean, Mona?
Never mind.
Don't leave us up.
yes. Let's...
Come on, join.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
You can do it, Zuko.
Then I would fetch a tetratanic sweet flower.
All right, I'm up next. My part of the prophecy is to find a guide who will never get.
Kale, I hope you found your answer.
My answer is, for a long time, I have been guided by others. It's taken me a while, but I finally made it to where I am. Although I still haven't made a name for myself, and I'm still quite immature, I want to help others the same way Amber, Master Tainari.
All right, it's up to me to answer the third part. I'll submit myself as one who would although I've never really had any other virtues or talents, I'd like to thank everyone too.
And last but not least, there's no tale more befitting the title of a legend that never ends than our fate.
Wait, the lantern just lit up.
Kale, could I ask you to stand up for a second?
Oh, all right. Huh? Why is it lighting up regardless of who's sitting in the chair?
It's pretty clear now, isn't it? We've just proven that there is no right answer for this prophecy.
No right answer?
Although the instructions had come from an old and enigmatic prophecy, it is in fact nothing like the ancient mechanism that we had all imagined it to be.
And to think, I never expected you to actually find.
What? There's someone else here?
We meet again, traveler.
Hey, you're that outlet.
It's all thanks to you that I was able to find this place. Good thing that you were too preoccupied with the prophecy to notice someone tailing you from the shadow.
Oh, is that so? Then, why do I spy yet another person following in
Wait, really?
There's no need for pleasantries. You should know I'm here.
Is it just because I'm a visitor from
I was there when you snuck your way into Marjorie's place.
So you had your eyes on me even then, huh?
It's hard not to notice you when I'm on duty every...
All right. In that case, I'll admit it. I was...
Huh? But why? Then,
Don't worry. Even though you probably have plenty of reservations about me, you can be sure that In fact, many of you here today may have heard the code name of the one who left the prophecy. She hailed from an ancient assembly of powerful women, each of whom used a single letter.
Who would have guessed? It seems that power was indeed left behind by the old...
Ah, so you're B's student. It's an honor to meet you. I am Scarlet, the successor of Jay.
Well, what are you talking...
It's a long story, but I'm not quite sure that I'm the best person to tell. Since you've all spent so much time and energy trying to decipher this prophecy, the lantern has already been lit. Now then, please allow me to disturb your happy peace.
Huh. Why did this little thing just light up?
Hello? On the other side of the lantern. Can you hear me over there?
Mom?
Oh, I hear many youthful
Madam, I am Scarlet, the successor of Jay.
Oh, since we've last gathered, Jay's successor has already become so reckless and bold.
Wait. Why are you talking just like the old hag?
Old hag? Who would dare say that? Is that Mona?
Who are you? Who dares...
And what of imitation and mimicry? It has always been a fool's errand to mimic.
Oh, Dallas, I'm here too.
Mom, why are you trying to talk like other people?
So I see everyone's here. Well then, my warmest greetings, everyone.
Miss Alice, why...
Well, it's been many years since this lantern last lit up. You can't blame me for thinking that one of the old friends from my youth...
Why she sounds so cool?
And if I recall correctly, we left this lantern in the care of the Animo Archon Barbados. You must be commended for uncovering an artifact entrusted to the god of wind himself. Tell me, are you sitting around my beloved...
It's a real little...
Oh, so you are. I suppose this means even the Animo Archon has granted you entry to this place. Was all of this...
Wait. Paimon's completely lost now. So what would...
Miss Alice, would it be all right to leave the...
Well, you should be rewarded for making it all the way up here and activating the lantern. Ever heard of the Hexenzirkel? As the spooky name suggests, it's a secret society. Once upon a time, it even challenged the Animo Archon himself. But he replied, "Let us make music, not war, and resolve our conflicts through song." From then on, the mages would only ever convene in the woods, in the skies, or on the edges of cliffs. At these tea parties, they discussed their stories and secrets and resolved their differences, as the tea and cakes bore witness to their pledge never to fight amongst themselves.
Yesterday, I snuffed out the life of my beloved. He had grown old and was extremely sick. He loved me dearly, so I took his fate in my hands and ended his pain.
I'm raising a son. Of all the children I had, he's the only one left. but I suppose that still makes me a mother.
My lifespan is nothing compared to yours, so I wish to leave you with my storybook. Actually, maybe you can pass it on to your children one day.
Oh, this looks interesting. Let me scry.
My dear sisters, we mustn't let prophecies threaten our bonds of friendship. Even the most frightening witch was once a little girl, and growing up can be so tough. Sometimes we all need to vent our troubles to the wind. Even if the nations go to war, or the sky falls down, the mages' tea parties shall forever be held around this table.
So this is where the legendary mages...
That's right. We often met here to chat.
Then, what about the part saying that if we light the lantern of utmost joy...
About that. I never expected anyone other than Jay to actually read the full contents of that prophecy. The truth is, that prophecy was actually just a letter that we sent to Jay as a group the day before her wedding.
So it was indeed written by all...
I must thank you for resisting the urge to immediately reveal the truth to everybody, Albedo. Knowing you, you probably figured out everything the moment you laid eyes on...
No, it...
A flower that is not of this world. A guide who will never get lost. One who would never lie. And a legend that never ends. When a member of the organization had to leave the group to spend the rest of her days with her beloved, the other mages would write down this prophecy and send it to her to a flower that is not of... If there's anyone in this world who could create a flower species that does not yet exist, it would be her. The guide who will never get lost is N, otherwise known as Nicole. You may not have encountered her yet, but she is a truly extraordinary woman who has made this world's direct... Some of you may be for... She has a tendency to suddenly speak in someone's mind without any warning. If one day you would be unfortunate enough to run into a truly dangerous situation, she may use her voice to guide the way forward for you.
Who would have guessed that there are so many mysterious women in this world and that they would all know each other?
The one who would never lie is... me. I hope no one would take offense. It's just that I, Alice, or A for short, have always had a soft spot for those with sin. As for a legend that never ends, you may not know M in person, but you've likely encountered one of her works. Have any of you ever read The Boar?
Huh? I'm pretty sure every child in Mondstadt has read that book.
It's also one of my favorite stories. M was an exceptional human writer who used her prose. Don't you think such a person would deserve a seat at the major...
Payment's getting more and more long.
It may sound hard to believe, but I can attest to everything that Alice has said. Jay was also a mortal who aged and passed on, leaving her title to her student, Alice. You've never acknowledged any of Jay's successors. It's now been sent...
Do you also want to become a mage?
Title aside, I think I'm more interested in the meaning and purpose of the Hex... I used to think that the Hexen Circle was a group of women who could control the very fate of this world. But now, I've seen for myself...
Do you think less of us now?
No, not at all. My interest has been piqued, and I'm now even more drawn towards the...
You're right. I've never acknowledged any of Jay's successors. But you are different. You are much more fascinating than any...
Oh, has someone finally piqued Aunt Alice's interest?
Now is not a good time, Scarlet, but as soon as I am able, I will seek you out for a meeting. I want you to tell me all about Jay's...
So the mage who received the prophecy letter from all of you was Jay? She left...
Precisely. There was only one way the letter could have been interpreted. She would have known what we meant as soon as she saw the message. Please come to see us again. Before you go and settle forever with your happiness, please come.
So, the supreme blessing...
All journeys are fleeting and will eventually come to an end. What will give us the most fulfillment and happiness in the end, dear child, I believe you can also understand what I am talking about. We women will always have many troubles and encounter pains and frustration, but no matter how hard things may become, we will cross mountains and oceans to see our best friends again. Regardless of as long as we can be with our beloved friends, our hearts will be filled with joy. To us mages,
I still don't get it, but I do.
if you ask how I see it, the Hexencircle is just a group of ladies that I spent my youth with. Anyway, I'll introduce some of the other members to you all later. I still have a few...
Bye, Mom.
Goodbye, darling, and farewell to all of our other friends as well. Oh, now that I think of it,
Yes, it's
It's also a special anniversary date.
yes, I do remember now. It was on this day many, many years... just in time for the Festival of Love and Freedom.
Whoa! Ah, Albedo! Why didn't you tell me we'd have to glide all the way back down? Oh.
Are you okay, Timaeus?
I'm fine, I'm fine. I'm just a little glider sick, that's all.
You may want to look into getting your own gliding license when you have the time. It might prove helpful to you.
Okay.
It sounds like you've still got something on your mind.
It's nothing, really. It's just... But still... Of course, I didn't actually expect the Supreme Blessing to be...
Don't say that. None of this was your fault, Timaeus. Honestly.
If anything, it should be my fault for finding that prophecy.
Oh, no, no, no. I didn't mean to blame the two of you either. I just feel like... This whole adventure...
But I'd say we...
Well, that aside, Timaeus, you still need to go to...
Oh, Miss Ying-ar. Well, I mean...
Hey, you three? You may want to look over there.
Huh? Miss Ying-ar?
Oh, so that's Miss Ying...
Yep, that's her. And she actually came all the way to...
I am so sorry, Miss Ying-ar.
Are you so happy?
Of course I am. I'm so happy that...
I was ready to give you a harsh scolding. But now that I've seen you like this, I suppose you said you couldn't come to pick me up because of a very important matter, right? Well,
Should we go see...
Well, I wouldn't. You'll get hit by a forest boar if you interrupt a couple's romantic...
Oh, really?
I am so glad to see Timaeus find his...
I have to say, you can be happy just to see others happy. And you gave me so much help without any expectations in return.
But if you say that, then I'd say I've never visited Sumeru, or made many friends from outside of Mondstadt. Maybe I'll get shy and flustered when I meet other people. Since we are so alike, you probably...
Isn't it...
well...
I may have read about that in a...
That's a topic that my parents used to talk about back when they were still dating. Surprising, right? My mom brought it up at dinner one time last month. She called my dad the most boring man she knew, and said that he even turned up late to a date once. All with a smile on her face. But she also said that learning is just another part of life. It's never too late to start something, as long as you recognize... Why don't you give it a try?
Okay, I'll try. They're really having a great conversation. Paimon can't even find them all.
I nearly forgot
this texture.
Yep. I believe I mentioned my sweet flower research to you before. These are the seeds of the sweet... It's nothing too special, but they're super sweet. And I'm also submitting them as my Windblooms for this year.
Thank you. I'll plant them in the Avidia...
Kale, please take these. I've heard that you've been working hard on your studies, so I've prepared some study materials for you at Sucrose's request. Feel free to look through them whenever you can find the time.
I don't know what to say. Ah! Sucrose! Now's your chance! Didn't you want to collect a breath of...
You're right. I almost forgot. Kale.
Oh, really?
Of course.
Huh? What? It was like a little cloud of happiness.
Well, luckily, there's still... I'll keep working on it and let you know as soon as...
Yeah, you can write to me. I'll be sure to
Oh, it looks like you found a new pen pal.
Master Trainer!
If your friendship was forged in a test tube, does that make you test friends forever?
That's it. I think you've ruined Sumeru's reputation in Mondstadt beyond all hope of repair.
All that matters is that I've enjoyed Mondstadt immensely.
Oh, that reminds me. Traveler, this card back is for you. Cyno wanted you to have one for yourself. If I had to guess, I'd say he probably wants you to use it if you challenge him to a duel.
I'm a master of the game.
Can you believe this guy? Huh. Wait. Huh? Colin? Yeah. I made these bookmarks from Sumeru roses at the hotel. During Windblume.
But Tainari said that we're not anything like an academic family.
Well, in this case, we can consider ourselves as regular siblings. And that's...
Oh, and here are some Padisara seeds as well. These are... Whoa, are these really for us?
So, are these your
One of them. Although they're not native to Mondstadt, I want to give them to the people I feel thankful for. To those who... The real blessing in life is when you are surrounded by people who you'd miss day and night, and who you'd want to see even if that meant... Sucrose, do you see that cloud over there? Huh? Doesn't it look just like...